Hi everyone, I'm Laura Hudson and I am your teacher for Introduction to Mass Communication for Fall 2019. I am a full-time professor at Rochester University now, and I have been teaching there for 20 years, so a long time, and it's a great place to work and a great place to get your education. I'm excited to have you in class. I, in fact, this morning, along with lots of other employees, teachers, and staff members, and athletes from different sports teams, have been helping freshmen move into their dorm rooms this morning. So been outside enjoying the beautiful weather. We're all sporting our Rochester University gear, Rise Together, Stand Up. It says Rochester University on the back. So it's kind of an exciting time for the university. And now I'm sitting outside on our balcony recording this and just welcoming you to this online class. And I want to go through the syllabus and kind of explain it all to you. And then I'll tell you a little bit more about myself. I'm going to save part of that for our first video discussion, but I'll give you some highlights in this video. So welcome. Trying to make this as personal as possible. I know online classes can feel really formal. You don't get to know each other. You don't have that personal touch. So trying to do a few different things to make us all help us all get to know one another and just be available to all of you. So Introduction to Mass Communication, it's our intro class into the program. And it's a class where you're going to do a survey, a quick survey of the histories and types and uses of mass communication. And it will also talk about the role and impact of media in our society. And as we know, mass media is all around us, every day, everywhere. It is a big part of our lives. So it's an important thing for us to talk about as well. So going through the syllabus, I'm not going to go through it all in detail. You all can read, so I want you to be able to go through that yourself, but I'm going to just hit some highlights for you so that you kind of know what's to expect in this class. Right here are the institutional learning goals. We have 5 for our institution goals that we want each of our students to have by the time they graduate. And the 3 that apply to this class are information literacy, cultural literacy, and communication literacy. We also have program learning outcomes for our department, and these are things that we want you as our majors to graduate with when you are done with your 4 years or more of school. Professional skills, critical thinking, understanding the social and cultural aspects, and mass comm law and ethics. So these are the course learning outcomes, and these are the ones that apply directly to this course. You'll see this, it says CLO, and those are numbered, and I'll refer back to that in a few minutes. So let me read through these. Our first course learning outcome is to understand and evaluate the major theories of mass communication. Second is to know, understand, and explain the characteristics and functions of each of these media fields: internet, books, newspapers, magazines, recordings, radio, movies, TV, advertising, and PR. Number 3, to examine the impact of media on individuals and society, especially when applying ethical values. And 4, examine the legal and ethical issues facing the media. So those are the things that we are going to be learning about in this course. There's my contact information, my title. My name is spelled L-O-R-A. Please get that right. It's important to me. So, and there's my email. Email is always the best way to reach me. I check it all the time. I would say my office number is there. I would not call it. I work a lot from home. And when I'm in my office, I'm usually busy, but I always have my email up in front of me. So email is really faster than calling my office phone. My office is in AG7, which is in the basement of one of the dorms. That I use the word basement. It's not as gloomy as it might sound. I actually love it down there. That's where our journalism lab is, and studio and different things for students that are studying on campus. And these are my office hours, so you can reach out to me during those times. Appointments are recommended just because that way, if I do have an appointment with someone else, you're not waiting. You can just come at the agreed upon time. This is the book for our class. It's called Media Impact. It is required. You will see that you are taking quizzes and needing to read your chapters. We have this book on reserve in the library on our main campus. So you can always go sit in the library for a couple of hours at a time and read your assigned chapters and take your quizzes. So know that that textbook is available for you. You can also rent it or get the digital version for not too much of a price. This is an older edition. We have done that on purpose just so that you don't have to pay out the big bucks for a new edition of the textbook. Okay, let me tell you about what's required in this course. First, this first time I'm trying this, we're doing video discussion forums. So we'll do one of those every single week. You will need to videotape yourself like I'm doing here. And I'm doing it kind of very casually today because I want you to not freak out and get too intimidated by it, but to understand it's a time for us to see each other, get to know one another. That way, when you come to commencement exercises someday when you're finishing up and graduating from Rochester University, I will know who you are. I will recognize your face. So video discussion forums are something that we're doing, and I will write a set of prompts just like it was a regular discussion forum, but you don't have to type it all out. You can respond via video in the discussion forum. And I've got a video posting guide that will tell you how to do that. You are required to submit videos for your initial response. This might seem intimidating, but there really are good benefits to you, especially in our field, of knowing the technology tools that you can use for this. And also it helps us engage in a more meaningful way. One of the main complaints, as I've said, about online classes is that they are impersonal. So this is a way to try to help us get to know one another, see you, hear you, tell your jokes, whatever you want to do. So you are required to videotape your initial forum post. So kind of look at it as a class discussion. Just if we were in the classroom together talking back and forth, we're trying to imitate that through this video discussion forum. There is a video posting guide on Moodle, which I'll show you in a minute, with more details about how the different options that you have. Your initial answer each week will be due by Tuesday night. You do need to refer, to your own personal observations, experiences, refer to the textbook or other sources in your answer. If you do refer to the textbook or a source, you can put the reference in the actual online box, and I will show you how to do that once we get to that assignment. I'll have another video there to show you how to do all that. So also, in addition to your initial answer, you are required to post just one response to a classmate. You do not have to videotape that. You may, if you prefer that. You can videotape yourself responding, or you can write it out just like a traditional discussion forum. So that format is up to you, but the initial post needs to be done on video. So each week, you'll need to post your initial video post by Tuesday night, and you respond to at least one other classmate by Thursday. You'll also take a chapter quiz each week, and remember this is an accelerated course. We're doing it all in 8 weeks, not 15 like a traditional class. So you will have 2 chapters to read each week. You will have a quiz every single week. They're worth 50 points. They are focused on the chapters. I also have attached the slides that are from the textbook company that you may use to go along and to read through the text. You please use your text to help you answer the quiz questions. Basically what this is doing is just encouraging you to read the chapter and rewarding you for reading the chapter like you're supposed to be doing. So you have unlimited time to take the test. You should be able to work on it some and then come back to it. I always would test it out and make sure it works. You know how technology can sometimes not work exactly how you plan it to. But I have been told that you can take the test, close it, and come back to it, of course, before its due date. Okay, so each week you will do chapter quizzes, and then you're doing reflection journals each week. So each week you basically have 3 things that will be turned in: your video discussion forum, the quiz, and a reflection journal. So there's no major papers. There's not a huge midterm or final. Everything is kind of spread out through the week. I think that's the most effective way for us to do this class because we are covering a lot of different topics, and that way we can focus and do a lot of response and discussion on those topics of the week and then move on to the next topic for the following week. So reflection journals, the first 7 are worth 35 points each, and then after that, the last one will be worth 55 points. I already have the questions posted. You will answer the questions. This is where you'll share what you've learned about your own media use, about the industry itself, about how other people use the media, and about how the media influences our society. I do want you to answer by question number, not in an essay. So you'll see 1, 2, 3, and you could just put your answer, number 1, number 2, number 3. You don't have to retype the question. I know what the questions are. So just put your number and then answer the question. Your entire response should be at least 300 words. So it really means you don't want to have a 1 or word or 2 word answers or short phrases. You need to have a complete answer to each question. Also, be sure and use your textbook as a source. So you need to have a direct quote from the text that you've applied appropriately in your answer. Okay, so make sure you always do that and include an in-text citation. So you need to put what page number you found that quote from. And try to discuss at a critical level. Don't just repeat facts, but think about your opinions, your ideas, and you can justify your reasoning with facts, but give some of your opinions as well. Don't just give me a list of facts. So each weekly journal is due by Friday night. So here's how each week will be set up. By Tuesday, you have your video discussion forum post due. By Thursday, your quiz is due and your reply post. And by Friday, your journal is due. So it's spread out through the week. And as with any of my classes, your writing must be clear and free of errors. I will take off for any grammar, punctuation, spelling issues. I'll get to that in a minute with the next page. So here's some standard institutional policies that we're required to have on our syllabus. I'm not going to go through all of this, but academic integrity, be sure and don't plagiarize and understand our code of academic honesty. It's very important. And I've got the information there where you can see the code that is on our website. If you do have accommodations, you need to let me know. If you need accommodations, the information is there for you to arrange that. All the work will be evaluated based upon the instructions given in Moodle. And again, I will check everything according to content, clarity, conciseness, spelling, grammar, and punctuation. There's the standard college, university grading scale right there for you to see. Attendance is very important in an online class. I will see your face in your video discussion forums, but you do need to keep up with the class. I always recommend that you put it on your calendar and plan on working on it at the same times every week so that you don't forget about it, because it can be easy to forget because you don't have to physically be somewhere, but you do need to physically be on your computer and working on all the assignments that are due each week. If for some reason you run into any issues or problems, the last day to withdraw from the course is Friday, September 27th. If you're having any problems or anxiety or just food insecurity, homelessness, any personal issues, we do have a student care team. The information is there on that box for you to follow through. And please reach out to me or to the student care team if you need any assistance. The ACE Lab, I was about to talk to you about that. The ACE Lab is our, where we have it's tutoring, peer support. You also can make copies there. It's a really good resource for students. We also subscribe to something called Smart Thinking, where you can get tutoring online, and you can set it up with a tutor. It's something that the college has, and you can find it with the information, the links that I have there on this file. And then, of course, our librarians are great. They really want to help you. That's their job, is to help students. So please reach out to them if you have any issues or need help with databases or anything like that for this class or any class. Okay, and here's our course schedule. So this is also on Moodle. I'm not going to go through it in detail. You'll see our week 1 over here. This is the topic we're discussing that week, the 2 topics. This is what you need to be reading and viewing if I have videos for you to look at, like watch this welcome video, which you're doing right now. And then these are your due dates each week. It's the same every single week, so look at that and you'll get used to the routine. And this is the link. This is what you'll be learning this week and how it links back to those course learning outcomes that we talked about on the first page of the syllabus. So that's your syllabus. Please reach out to me if you have any questions about it. I want to show you one more thing and then I will close. Let me get to our Moodle page, which is right here. So this is your Moodle page, and you can see that I have, this is where you're seeing the welcome video, the syllabus. Here's your video posting guide. It gives you instructions about how to do that. My contact information and bio. This is where, if there's announcements, I will post them there. And if you have questions for me, please feel free to use this button if it's not of a private nature. That way it might help other students too. So you can always use this. It's a forum where we can just say, you can ask me a question, hey, I didn't get this to work, or I don't understand this, and I can answer it there. And that way your classmates can see it as well. So our first week is right here. You'll see the learning outcomes every week, what's required as far as reading. And I also have put the slides here from the textbook manufacturer, so that the publisher, so that you can see those. And then your assignments, the discussion forum, the quiz, and the reflection journal. And then I will open each week. I usually try to open it a few days ahead of time in case you want to get a head start on the next week. All right, so that's the kind of a really quick overview of the class itself. And I am going to save my bio and some information about myself for my next video, which you will find in the video discussion forum for week 1. All right, thanks. Welcome to class. I look forward to working with you.